Hi, this is Glenn Cardio. You're watching the AU Review at Bluesfest.
How has the festival treated you?
Well, the festival has treated us wonderfully. From the moment we got off the plane, we've been looked after. I can see how rock stars sometimes, get to lose those living skills because they get looked after so much, People pick us up and drop us off. The audiences have been just wonderful. And for me, as a songwriter, I mean, we did an hour of songs that they'd never heard before. So that takes a special kind of an audience, I think, to really appreciate that.
So what comprised the material?
While we are at Bluesfest, my songs are bluesy. There's quite a few of them that are bluesy in nature. There are some that flirt with the bluesiness, and there are some that are some ways from it, but are still rootsy sort of music. So we're not strictly a blues act. I'm a songwriter now, but I write on guitar, so that usually informs the style of a song, and quite often there are blues inflections because that's the way I sing.
So is this music from a upcoming record? If you mentioned people haven't heard it before.
Yeah, well, they haven't heard it before, probably because they haven't seen us play.
Right.
But I mean, they may have heard songs from Stranger Than Fiction, which is our last studio album. Stranger Than Fiction was nominated for the Australian Music Prize, even though it was an independent release. So I was quite proud of that and proud of the boys in the band. And that's the record we're selling here at the moment, and much of our repertoire was from that. There's a couple of new songs, and I am writing a new album as we speak.
And you also released Old Haunts, which takes us back even further.
I back in the 70s, every now and then you'd demo a song, or you'd be in a radio station, and I'd record one of my songs. And at the time, I was hot for that song. It was an important song to me. But after 40 years drifts by, you write others, and they disappeared. The tapes were in the room, and I didn't have a tape machine, and we rescued these songs, and it's a limited edition album, and it's very interesting for somebody to listen back to who they used to be 40 years ago.
I was about to say it would have been an interesting experience sitting there going through those songs.
Yeah, and there's connection. I can see a similar style to how I used to be and how I am now. So I guess I'm a very instinctive writer, and that's the way I am. And it's a wonderful record, and it doesn't sound like a record of outtakes. They're recorded on very good mics with my 1956 Martin guitar, so they sound pretty good.
That ain't bad.
That's not. No, yeah, I don't bring it on the road anymore, but it's a nice guitar.
Along that period, you got to play with some amazing people. It was with Spike many years ago.
Yep. Spike and I toured. We did a lot of gigs together. We toured for about 6 months, and I lived to tell the tale. Played Brisbane.
Yeah.
I think we even played Byron. We had a life-size dummy of Malcolm Fraser, the Prime Minister, on stage at the time, so that'll tell you when it was. He used to beat on Mel with a baseball bat every now and then, thus drawing great guffaws from the audience. I became good friends with Spike over the years, and it was a wild and crazy ride.
So what comprised those sets? Because Spike is mostly known as a comedian.
Yeah, we were on stage the whole time. I was a piano player.
Yeah.
And so we'd the three of us to sit out there, and I think I was probably musical relief. You have comedy relief, well, I was musical relief. And my songs are a bit quirky anyway, so it kind of fit. I mean, I wasn't singing serious love songs or anything like that. A little on the quirky side. Spike liked them a lot, and it was quite the experience. We went to Hong Kong, went to New Zealand, and travelled all over the place.
Must have been a pretty amazing experience.
Yeah. The promoter said at the start, he said, just be careful with Spike. There's a couple of Spike Milligans. You got to be a little careful. And at the end of the tour, I said to the promoter, "You're wrong. You're wrong about Spike. There's way more than two."
we've looked back. Now let's look forward. What's next for you?
Well, I've come to the realisation that I was born a songwriter, and having written those 40 songs for Old Haunts and the 14 for Stranger Than Fiction, it's something that I can't stop doing. So there are songs. I have 6 or 7 that I've written that I'm very, very happy with. And at this time of my life, I think I've got a handle on the structure of songs and how to make a song work. So there'll be another album, probably next year. The guys in the band, I got Rex Go on guitar. He's like world famous, a legend. Phil Grove on piano, Dave Fester on drums, and Mick Maloof on bass. So I'm in a really good place right now.
And they're performing with you here at the festival?
They performed at both gigs, yeah, and we blew the lid off both gigs.
Glad to hear it. And touring-wise, will you be continuing anything post Blues Fest?
I'm talking to some people now. I don't have a tour set up, but we're ready to go. And some people have approached me today about what we might do in the future, and it's going to be very exciting. So.